We're talking sports today, from the Olympics to the NBA, on this special return episode of Nonsense. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Nonsense Podcast. I am your host, FM Bob. What's going on? How are you? How's it been? I know, it's been a while, hasn't it? Fucking like almost a month of no new nonsense. And I know you guys miss me, but I've been busy. There's a lot of shit going on, and I really don't feel like getting into it because you don't care, I don't care, who gives a shit. So let's just get right back to it. Sports. Since I've been gone, the fucking Olympics have started. And there's just been shit going on consistently. We'll start with the good news, the cool news. I did get to watch, the opening ceremony, and they played a shit ton of video game music, which was kind of dope. I didn't notice it, like, when you're a gamer heavy or you hear certain music so often, you don't really think about it too much. You're just like, yeah, whatever. I hear that song so often that you don't realize when it's playing or where it's playing. And it's happened to me 2 times recently. One being the Olympics, and the other time being, just as a quick tangent conversation, I'm in the process of purchasing a new vehicle. And I was at a dealership, and for some reason, while I was sitting there in the waiting lobby, there's a song that played, and it just like, man, I know the song. Where have I heard the song before? And they were fucking playing Powerline, Stand Out. And I'm like, yo, the song from the fucking Goofy movie, which I know some of you guys won't remember that, but there's a movie called A Goofy Movie with Goofy, the Disney Goofy, and his son, Donald Duck. Oh, somebody got shot. But yeah, it was his son and Goofy and his son, and they were taking this big fucking cross-country trip to go see a musical artist named Powerline. Besides the fucking point. But there's a song in the movie called Stand Out. And for some reason, they played that shit in the dealership. Like Powerline's becoming, just people were thinking it's a real dude and real music. And it was just 2 solid songs from a fucking movie. And it's just really dope that I'm hearing music like that outside of where it normally belongs. If you don't know the song or you haven't seen the movie, I highly recommend the movie. It's a great movie from my 90s childhood. And it's just a good movie in general. So if you have a second, watch A Goofy Movie. The first one's really good. Second one was not as good as the first, but it was good. So that was one time, and then the other time, obviously, is the Olympics, where they played the Final Fantasy fanfare. They played a handful of other songs that I can't think of. Let's go take a quick look. Songs that played during the Olympic opener. Oh my god, why can't I spell today? The Olympic. Songs that play during the Olympic opener. And I think this is just a big thing that it was just meme music. I won't say it's meme music. It's just video game music or music from gaming culture, which is really dope. So okay, it played the Final Fantasy fanfare. Apparently, they played Dragon Quest's Elric's theme. Tales of Series, Sori's theme, which I don't think I caught that. I caught the Monster Hunter Proof of Hero. I definitely caught the Kingdom Hearts Olympic Coliseum theme. Chrono Trigger's Frog Knights, Ace Combat's First Flight. I did hear that one. Chrono Trigger's theme. I know they played the Sonic theme, which was really dope. They played Sonic Starlight Zone, which is just like an iconic song from that game. They played the Final Fantasy main theme. Apparently, they played the Pro Evolution Soccer eFootball walk-on theme. I did catch when they played Fantasy Stars Universe's Guardians theme. They played Kingdom Hearts Hero Fanfare. Gradius Nemesis' theme song. Nier Song of Ancients. Saga Series Melody. Soul Calibur, the Brave New Stage of History. Oh my god, they just played so many fucking video game songs. It's so dope. So it's just really, really nuts, man. Just nuts that they there's like a little non-link to the video game culture in the Olympics, and there's been a lot of that during these Olympics. I know one dude shaved his head so it looked like the Aang from the Avatar: Last Airbender. So he had like a blue arrow on the top of his head. One chick had a tattoo of Link, for good luck. Just like stuff like that, And I grew up in the era in the 90s where I remember people saying video games are going to rot your brain. Video games aren't going to be that important. It's just a small chunk of your life type shit. Oh, it's a fad and it'll fade out. And now look at it, years later, where gaming's still just such a big thing. Now people are getting fucking scholarships to play video games. It's just absolutely nuts. Like, I can't believe it. I'm surprised myself. I'm definitely happy about it because, as a gamer, of course, I'm going to want more games, more cool game shit to happen. So why would I be against it? So it's just nice that video gaming is transferring over into the Olympics, So that's just the high point of the Olympics. And then let's talk about the shit because I mean, since I've been gone, I still keep up with everything. The only thing I haven't really been working on is the Facebook page. So there's just been nothing going on the Facebook page. Obviously, nothing new going up on the Facebook page. But I still interact with you guys as much as humanly possible. I have streamed twice since I've taken my sabbatical. So, again, one of the best ways to keep up with me is checking out my streams on the 1st and 15th. Not promoting it right now, but just saying, check me out there. I tend to just conversate with people. And it's not even like I'm gaming. I just use it just as a nice form to chat with people live, maybe watch some goofy videos, do some random shit, whatever, Besides the point. So what I do want to talk about, because everybody kept bringing it up, and it's just the thing that everybody wants me to talk about, is the fucking Simone Biles thing. I think that's how you say it. Is it Simone Biles or Biles or whatever the fuck her name is? The Olympic gymnastic chick from the United States, a black girl. All right, so for those of you who don't know, I'll just give you a brief overview. During the Olympic Games, she apparently just wasn't feeling it. She said she had some mental issues, and she dropped out of the Olympic during the gymnastics team category or something like that. And then internet, as they always do, blows up on fucking everything, They're just like, oh my God, she's a fucking quitter. She's a piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. While the other half of the internet is like, oh my God, she's such a hero. And she should, she deserves, everything she had. And she doesn't owe the Olympics anything. She doesn't owe the United States anything. She's the GOAT of gymnastics. And, take it or leave it, she's a fucking hero. And everybody just has an opinion about the whole situation. If you don't, I'm probably doing a shit job of explaining it all, but that's just, that's just how I'm going to explain it. If you want to know more about it and you're not on the internet, just look it up. It's fucking everywhere. Here's my take on it all. I'm going to keep it, as simple as I fucking can. Simone Biles, ducking out because she's having mental issues, all good with it, man. Do what you got to do. I'm not against you. I have nothing against you for doing that. You're human. You want to duck out because you're not feeling it? By all means. Do what you got to do, man. What I'm not going to do is respect you as an athlete. That's where shit changes. From one athlete, I might not be an Olympic athlete, but I understand athletic mentality. And I'm going to just say this straight out. I'm not going to respect you as an athlete. If you duck out, and you go back to human status. Athletes are a different breed of human being. They put themselves through shit to play a sport or a game or whatever you want to call it. You train your entire life. You put your body through physical shit. that no other person can handle. You put yourself through mental shit that no one else can handle, for entertainment of others. That's what you are. That's your job, You put up with some shit because you want to play a sport for a living, And that's just what it is. So I'm going to knock you a peg immediately because you're an athlete, and I expect highly of athletes. When it comes to a sport, you leave it all on the fucking court or the field or whatever you're playing on. Like, everything stays out there. And if you hold back for an instant, that's some shit that you shouldn't have done. So that's just my personal feeling. So it's a slight knock, but it's not a big knock. What I have a bigger issue with is this term hero. And I'm going to shut this shit down right now. All of these people that are calling themselves heroes, you are not fucking heroes. There's a small, minute amount of heroes in this world. Everybody ain't a fucking hero. I'm sorry. I'm just letting you know that. Yes, athletes can be heroes. No doubt. Our service men and women, people in the active forces. Some of those people are heroes. Not all of them are heroes. I'm sorry. Not all of the people who just throw on a uniform are automatic heroes. Will I consider, firemen, policemen, paramedics, nurses? Some of those people are heroes. But some of these people are just doing their fucking jobs. Some of these people have a job or a task to do, and they're doing their fucking job. You go to work every day. I assume you go to work every day, and you have a fucking job to do. You're not a goddamn hero because you showed up to work that damn day. I'm sorry to say, man, you're an athlete. You showed up. You're supposed to show up. That's part of your fucking job. You get paid to do so. I don't know if, Olympic athletes get paid, but goddamn it, they get enough endorsements and TV time. You're getting paid one way or another. You know what I mean? That gold medal doesn't come with, $2 in fucking coins. Like, you're getting paid somehow, some way. Just saying. And at the end of the day, when you're an athlete, you're a fucking athlete, and I don't want to hear it, Athletes are different breeds of human, just like some people who join the military are different breeds of people. People put themselves through hell to go to medical school or become a firefighter or a policeman. This is all shit I don't want to do. And some of these people are great people for doing it, but you're not automatically a hero just because you don the uniform. So I'm telling you right now, she's not a fucking hero because she quit. She quit. That makes her human. And it's nothing wrong with being human, but you are no longer a heroic athlete. That shit is not in effect when you quit. And on top of the fact that you quit during a team sport, that means you let your team down. Damn the country shit. Like, I know everybody wants to say, you let your whole country down. Damn the country, man. Damn that shit. You let your teammates down. And to me, that's more important than anything the fuck else. Those other, I think it was 3-4 individuals that showed up to put on and do the best that they fucking could were relying on her to come in and do her damn job. Even if she didn't do it perfectly, she didn't do it. You let your teammates down, and that's more important than anything else. Same thing goes for other nurses, cops, firemen. Letting your team down is the worst thing you can do because losing trust within your team is hard. It's a harsh thing to do. And to me, when you let your team down, you let your fucking team down. Even if they say it's okay, you let your team down to a certain degree because she could have backed out earlier. She knew all this shit was going on ahead of time, apparently. So she could have ducked out earlier where they could have found a replacement. You ducked out at the last minute. You didn't do what needed to be done to get through a certain moment. And mind you, I wanted people to understand. I'm going to look this term up real quick. What's the definition of a hero? What's the fucking definition of a hero? The definition of a hero. How do you spell definition? Definition of hero. All right. Let's see. A person who is admired or idolized for courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities. All right. That's a solid fucking definition. You know what my term of hero is, and I think has been a term or a definition of hero for a very long time, as someone who shows courage and overcomes adversity. I think that's been a long-running theme of what a hero is. And when you And I think that's the most important, because if you think of like your major heroes, you have, like your actual fictional heroes, your Supermans, Batmans, and all that stuff. Those people go through shit and then they overcome it to get the job done. You know what I mean? Spider-Man being one of my favorite fictional heroes. Definitely overcomes, a lot of obstacles in life, but still, cares more about saving the collective than anything else. That to me is a great version of a hero. She is not, because she did not come over adversity. The adversity was her defining moment of like, hey, I'm going through some shit. It's not looking well for me right now. And she just couldn't handle it. She couldn't fucking chop it. And it sucks, but you didn't overcome that situation. And the reason why I say that is because, especially speaking in just sports form, the people who overcome adversity are, those are the guys that become GOAT status to me. And they're given her GOAT status of Olympics, which is fine. I don't know the sport of gymnastics that well. If she's the GOAT to some. But I'm going to speak on behalf of the sports I know. Jordan is a GOAT. Jordan has overcome as many different fucking challenges he possibly could, He went to a team that was, mind you, a lot of people forget, when he came to the Bulls were jack shit. And he fought and clawed and got better and developed and became a winner. And when he got to that point, he never went backwards, A lot of people are like, well, he didn't win when he first showed up. No shit. That's the adversity, is him not winning when he first showed up. Him having, kind of shitty teammates in the beginning and still showing up and getting the job done and putting the numbers up to at least make them contenders. You take Jordan out of the equation for those first few years that he was on the Bulls, and they're absolutely nothing. Because everybody's like, well, he didn't win until he got Scottie. Again, look what happened when he left and Scottie was still there. They were nothing. Jordan is what made that team. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck how you slice it. Because everybody always has some reason to knock Jordan. He had nothing. He did not have a championship team. He made the team the championship team. Other forms of adversity, the juggernauts of teams he had to go through, fucking the Celtics at one point, the bad boy Pistons, all of these great teams that he had to go up against to get the championships he had. Forms of adversity. Flu game Jordan, you know what I mean? One of my favorite moments of Michael Jordan is sitting there literally having the fucking flu, throwing up on the sidelines, and still playing the fucking game at the end of the day. Winning the fucking game at the end of the day. The flu, there's a reason why it's called Flu Game Jordan, is that's about as much as adversity as you want to handle as a fucking athlete, is having a goddamn flu and still playing a strenuous sport like basketball. And it's not like a 5-minute maneuver of just like, let me do this and I'm done. It's 48 minutes of hell. And he played as many minutes as he could in that fucking game. And was damn near carried off the court at the end of the day. That's facing adversity and rising to the challenge and getting the job done to win the game. Another guy I'm thinking of, fucking Kobe. Kobe played a game with a broken finger. Still shooting free throws. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, these are the people who face adversity and rise to the occasion. Those are sports heroes. Tom Brady to me is my hero of football. And it's the reason why he's the GOAT. The dude was drafted, fucking 300 or something? Like, he damn near wasn't even drafted. He was slow, out of shape, too small, not big enough. And he took each of those challenges and got better year after year after year. And now he's, to me, undeniably the fucking GOAT of football. You know what I mean? These are heroes of sports. These are people who didn't quit on their teams. They kept pushing until they got better themselves, or pushed their team to be better. Quitting makes you human, not a hero. It's just a sad fact. So that's one reason why I knocked Simone, as she ducked out. She ducked out when her team needed her. Another reason, and I can say I'm a victim of this to a certain, not a victim of it, but I've committed this mortal sin of holding people to a standard. Now, I just named you 3 guys that I look up to in sports. These 3 individuals are great. And then there's LeBron, who I've consistently bashed on this podcast quite often. I hate LeBron with a passion. I hate his narratives and a whole bunch of other shit that he does. But that's neither here nor there. So what we do is when we'll come back, I'm gonna explain to you guys my comparison to Simone and LeBron James when we come back. This is a special episode, return episode of nonsense. All right, welcome back, guys. Did you enjoy those commercials? The commercials are awesome. So, back to what I was saying. The reason why I have an issue with Simone Biles, if you don't remember, another reason why I have an issue is what I call the double standard form. So, let's just go back to my guys. Jordan, LeBron, all of these guys. Or not my guys with LeBron, but, other players. I'm going to take LeBron specifically because it's going to be very easy to make this comparison. How many times as sports fans have we shitted on LeBron for complaining or whining about calls or pointing the finger at other players or not stepping up in the moment, losing to the Dallas fucking Mavericks of all teams, Shit like that. Like the Dallas Mavericks thing is the one thing that kills me the most because he could have stepped up in that series and he didn't. He shied away. How many times have I bashed him for not playing defense? How many times have I, bashed him for pointing at another player when it's his fucking fault? You're the leader of the team. You're the greatest player in the league. Take responsibility. Make your other teammates better. Like hold them accountable. Yes. Pointing fingers, absolutely not. And you don't do that shit in front of cameras. We all shit on LeBron pretty fucking heavily. We all call him LaFlop, LeBum James, all of this other shit. We bash LeBron pretty fucking heavily. Why can we not bash Simone the same fucking way? She quit on her team. She had some mental shit she was going through. Yes, she's not a hero though. I'm not saying bash her ridiculously like we do LeBron. But if LeBron came out during the finals and said, you know what, I'm not fucking feeling it. I got some head shit going on. I'm not feeling it. I'm not in the right mental space, I just can't hang today. We would roast him immediately. We would call him old, washed up, the Wash King, LeBum James. We would go on and on. It'd be all over Twitter, all over ESPN for, the next, 3 days because he took a game off. Rightfully so? Not rightfully so. Either or, man. But do we not bash NBA players, NFL players for just having bad games, bad nights? We do this shit. We do this shit to all of our sports teams. Why can't we do it in the Olympics? She quit. At the end of the day, she quit on the team. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And again, I'm not saying that she deserves to get bashed. But to do the exact 180 seems worse. I don't like the fact that we just immediately flip and say she's a hero. So, I'm going to pull one of those, I'm going to pull a LeBron right now. I want y'all to keep that same energy. When LeBron fucks up this year, I don't hear anybody's mouth. Except for mine, because I'm bashing everybody equally. But I don't want to hear anybody else who said that, calls LeBron a wash king or washed up or old or all this shit. When LeBron takes a couple games off because he ain't feeling it, I don't want to hear shit. Call him a hero. Matter of fact. Tell him he's a hero. That's all. It's just a sick double standard, And again, I want to make this very fucking clear. I'm not saying bash her either. I'm saying she's human. Yes. But your GOAT status is slightly tainted. Just like we would say LeBron's legacy is slightly tainted when he has to pile on super teams. Or he takes, 20 games off in a season. Or every time he gets hurt. And we're telling him he's done and washed up. Same shit goes for her. At least in my book. You quit on your team, it is what it is. So, that was my take in the moment. Now, obviously, this is a little bit after the fact. So, it just came out today, and that's why I want to make sure this podcast gets recorded today. Apparently, she had a death in the family. And I think it was her aunt. So, that was why she wasn't in the right mental space. And again, my condolences go out to her and her family. It sucks. I understand. I just had a recent death in the family. I understand how it works. But the way she put the tweet out is what bugged me. Because she put the tweet out saying that this is what happened to all my fans. I just want to explain what's going on. And hopefully next time, and these are her words, she says, hopefully next time people think about what these athletes are going through before they jump on Twitter. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but these are pretty much her words. And I seen that, I looked at it, and I said, you know what? I feel the same fucking way. I have not changed my opinion. At the end of the day, you're human. I understand. Everybody has a death in the family, and it sucks and it's hard to deal with sometimes. But at the end of the day, you quit on your team. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I expect highly of athletes. You know, Jordan lost his father. I'm going to go right back to Jordan. Jordan lost his father a little bit after Father's Day, or a little bit before Father's Day. If I'm not mistaken, it's another one of those Jordan memorable moments is the Father's Day game where he put up another set of extreme fucking numbers and played through, the fact that he just recently lost his father. It's like, these people are still doing what they need to do, These are the people that I look highly up to. Is the people who play during these moments, These people who strive during these difficult times. These are heroic maneuvers. If Jordan did not play that game, I would probably knock him. Like, you're still the greatest player. If it was not, if it was a playoff game, I'm definitely like, you need to play. Like, at the end of the day, I understand you lost your father. Let's get through this game, do what you can, and then sit down. Maybe give him extra breaks. No one's asking you to, perform at your highest level, but perform. And Jordan, what he did was perform at the highest level like he always does. Even if she just showed up that game or during that Olympic event and just did her best. That's all you can really ask. Like, hey, she's going through a rough time. She's not performing at her highest level, but we understand. Thank you for still showing up. That's some heroic shit. Thank you for, putting your life aside to a certain degree to perform for the team, to, represent America, or whatever you want to say. That's the shit that, means a lot, and that gives you hero status. That gives you GOAT status. Again, not saying that she's worthless or bad for not showing up. It makes her human, not a hero. I'm not even saying she's not even a GOAT anymore. I'm just saying you're not a hero for taking some time off to deal with your own family shit. We all take time off when we lose family members. Some of us do, some of us don't. But it makes us, fairly normal and human. Does not make us heroes at the workplace, I'm not expecting to go to work after, a loss in the family and, get a fucking standing ovation. Like, that's not how this works. But apparently to some people, that's just how it is. And I think it's fucking dumb. I honestly just think it's fucking ridiculous. So that's my take on the whole situation, man. I honestly think it's absolutely just, like, you guys got to be fucking shitting me. Like, are you, like, let it go, man. She's human. Don't bash her. Don't crown her either. There's a middle ground to some things in this world. And just to sit there and say she's either a hero or villain is fucking ridiculous. She's just human. She's just a normal fucking person that had a death in the family. That doesn't make her a fucking hero. Now, again, I said, and I'm going to repeat what I said in the beginning. I just say it knocks her as an athlete. At the end of the day, I expect highly of athletes. When you're on the greatest stage in the world, which is the Olympics, I expect you to perform. You're representing a lot more than just yourself. That's kind of why we put the best of the best up there. If you can't handle it, then step aside and let someone else do it. Doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you human. And I think that's just like my notion of the day. It's like, it just makes you fucking human, man. She's human. I'm not saying she's a bad person. Just not going to crown her as a fucking hero. Not by a long shot. I'm not going to rip her down either. If some people want to call her a hero, maybe they're a hero in her eyes. And their eyes, But for me, no. And I'm not going to change my fucking mind on that whatsoever. She's not a hero. She's just human. How does that fucking sound? That's a little less angry effing Bob action for you right there, man. So either way, we're gonna take another quick commercial break, and then I'm gonna roast LeBron, do something that I'm good at. So after we take another quick commercial break, we'll come back and then we'll roast LeBron for a little bit. All right, catch you in a sec. All right, and we're back. All right, so another set of fucking delicious commercials, right? All right, so let's talk NBA real quick. Fucking the NBA is going ape shit, like absolute ape shit. Fucking trades left and right. I do not recognize the league anymore. And I guess the biggest thing is the Lakers, obviously. The Lakers pretty much just added all the fucking players. They just have all the fucking players now. So, recently they just added on fucking Russell Westbrook, which I'm like, all right, that's a pretty solid, this is a pretty solid come up. And then they added Carmelo, and then they added Dwayne Wade, and I'm like, Dwight Howard, and I'm just like, Jesus fucking Christ, what more do you need? You just won a championship like a year ago, and now you're just like, we need everybody. We still need everybody, like. And this is why I roast LeBron consistently. Like, dude, how much do you fucking need at the end of the goddamn day? Like, you're supposed to be the GOAT, and you have to surround yourself with every other fucking player in the league. It's like literally everyone. And at the end of the day, he didn't even bring in what he needed. Like, he was just bringing high caliber players in, and it's not a good fit. So, here's my take on the Lakers, man. Westbrook's going to hold the ball, and then Carmelo's going to hold the ball, and then LeBron's going to hold the ball and yell at somebody for not moving because, Westbrook and Melo ain't really known for their off-the-ball movement. They're normally like, give me the ball and let me do what I got to do. Dwight Howard's going to probably dance and cheese and not do a goddamn thing because he doesn't play very well. And it's still going to be the LeBron and AD show. So that was just a whole lot of what's the word? Acquiesced characters or players? I don't know. He added more people than he needed. This is what I'm saying. Like, you didn't need half of this shit, dude. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. You don't need all of that shit. I don't like this new look Lakers. I don't like the fact that they had every player on the face of the earth at this point. I love the fact that people are calling them the old folks team, because that's what they are. I think Melo's like fucking 37, which in basketball years is ancient. Right, he's 37. LeBron's 36. Westbrook's like in his mid to late 30s. It's like, dude, like these dudes are old as fuck. Like, why did you get rid of all your young players in exchange for a bunch of old dudes? Didn't you learn from the Suns at all? The Suns literally was Chris Paul and all the young players, and he carried that team to the finals. He didn't finish. I don't know how they didn't win. I really don't know. I love Giannis and the Bucks with all my heart. Those dudes are awesome. But goddamn, how the fuck did the Suns lose? They had no business losing. They really had no business losing. They end up losing. So, more power to the Bucks, but a young star-studded team with a little bit of veteran nature can go a long way. And LeBron's just like, absolutely not. I don't want any young players. I want all of these old fucks. And it's like, these old fucks are going to screw you, dude. You're already an injury-ridden team. You just had 2 years with injuries. AD is never healthy. Melo was the shell of himself for the last few years and just recently got good again. And it's like, do you really expect him to carry your team too? Like, is that what's going on? It's just like, dude, this new look Lakers is terrible. I'm glad they got the nickname the old folks home. So it is what it is. Who else has been moving around? I know the Bulls picked up Lonzo Ball and DeMarcus DeRozan, which, we're really not that great of a team still, so it is what it is. I think the players that we added on just made us a solid mediocre team. We might make it to the playoffs now. Now we might be the mediocre team that makes it to the playoffs. But yeah, other than that, I don't think there was many other great moves. I'm trying to skim through ESPN real quick and just catch the great moves. If you guys know any other great moves that were made, let me know, because I really don't know. I really hope the Bucks add something. You know what I mean? Because the Bucks need a solid shooter. That's honestly what they need. I would have been a little happier with Westbrook going to the Bucks. I think that would have been a better fit. A nice driving team with lacking in shooting, but a solid drive driving team because, Giannis can get to the hole, but Giannis doesn't seem like he wants to do it. Whereas Westbrook feeds off of getting in. And then maybe that, forces Giannis to develop a jump shot. That'd be nice, So, I mean, that's the thing. I would have liked it, but it didn't happen. I just hope that the Bucks get a couple shooters. They need shooters badly. They need shooters, and I think they need a floor general. So, a Kemba Walker, a Damian Lillard. Oh my God, Damian Lillard to the Bucks? Holy shit. Holy shit, dude. That would be awesome. That would be fucking incredible. Not probably going to happen because Damian Lillard is very strong-minded and strong-willed, and he sounds like he wants to stay with the Trailblazers. And more power to him, man. I hope he brings that team a championship, like Giannis did. I think that was great. I think what Giannis did, and I don't think I've done a podcast. I did one stream, but I'll do it on a podcast too. Congratulations to the Bucks. I love the Bucks. I love Giannis. I'm glad that they got a fucking ring. They deserve that fucking ring. Giannis needed that championship, man. I think that solidifies him as one of the better players in the league. I won't sit here and say he's now the new current best player in the league, but I think he's on his way. I think if he just develops a mid-range jump shot, some old school post moves. Like if he can get the shot level of Kevin Garnett, I think he'd be incredible. I think at that point he'd be unstoppable. In NBA 2K terms, if he just gets a grade 70 on his shooting, that'd be nice. A 70 rating on his shooting. He doesn't have to be a great shooter. Maybe even a 65. If he can just hit. That's all I'm really asking is just, back to the basket, turn around jump shot, a nice little wide open set shot from mid range. That's all he really needs, man. People are going to be looking for him to drive, and when he steps out on a 3-point line, he's absolutely useless. He needs to develop some form of a jump shot. So hopefully that's going to be a thing. I really hope that they get something. I'm glad that the Bulls got a little bit of something. But yeah, no, I think that's literally it though. I'm trying to skim through. I'm still skimming through a couple of trades because I think the biggest thing was oh shit. It looks like the 76ers are considering trading Ben Simmons, which they should. They should probably get rid of him. They really should get rid of him because Ben Simmons is not a bad player, but he ain't taking you nowhere. He's not taking you far out of the playoffs. So it is what it is. I mean, that's my take on it. I know people are going to give me shit for it. I still say that the Bulls should trade Zach LaVine because he's a fucking liability. He's not that damn great. And we're wasting a lot of money, time, and effort on this dude. Let him go. Just fucking let him go, man. We don't need it. We could trade him for something. He might be good on another team just like it always happens, but let's get rid of him while he still has some fucking value left and get anything. Fucking anything else, We got Lonzo. We don't need 3 fucking point guards. Just get somebody out of there, man. We got Kobe White. Kobe can play. Let him fucking play. Get him off the goddamn bench and let him play. I don't know. But yeah, it's been killing me. I think the NBA season is going to be interesting. I'm still slightly disappointed with all these fucking super teams. I mean, the Lakers are still a powerhouse. I mean, just not powerhouse, but just star-studded. Brooklyn still has, their fucking big three. And I can't think of a solid team outside of those two. It's those two teams and then sprinkles of other good players. Curry's still playing for the Golden State Warriors, but apparently he's too busy producing goofy-ass TV shows. And just caught the shit the other day. He has this fucking weird-ass goofy TV show. I think it's on CBS. It's like fucking Wipeout, but with mini golf. It's the goofiest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, dude, this is why you can't play anymore. Because you're too busy producing dumbass TV shows. Fucking work on your jumper, get healthy, and get the fuck back out there and play some goddamn basketball. How can you win that many championships and then just fall off the face of the earth out of nowhere? Curry really needs to step his game up. And the Golden State Warriors need to pick him up some fucking players, man. You don't go from that level, that high level, to absolutely garbage out of nowhere. You didn't lose anybody. You, pretty much lost Kevin Durant. You were winners before Kevin Durant left. I understand, you had some injuries or two. But damn, dude. Get your shit together, man. I want to at least see some attempt out of the Golden State Warriors. Just nothing. They're just fell off the face of the earth. Oh, well. Do we need to take another commercial break? I don't think we need to take another commercial break. Let's just keep going. Fuck. This podcast is almost over anyway. But yeah, no, that's my shit for the NBA. I'm looking forward to the NFL season. I haven't really enjoyed football in a long time, and I really was trying to stay away from it a bit because Brady just hit a new team with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and they really didn't want to jinx anything. So he just kind of just hung around until the Super Bowl, and I just watched the Super Bowl only. And Brady played, like a fucking madman, as he typically does, and pulled out, some magical shit. Got my first Tampa Bay jersey, number 12, one more again. But yeah, I'm looking forward to watching some fucking Patriot football, though, because at the end of the day, I'm still a Patriots fan. And that's never going to change. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I don't know what happened. You guys can yell at me and make fun of me all you want, but, Bob's becoming a baseball fan, man. I went to, one baseball game. I've been watching baseball a little more often. I've been paying attention to the stats. My South Sider, kicked in again of the Chicago White Sox all day, every day, man. We're playing well, apparently. I didn't even realize that because, I'm so used to Chicago teams sucking. But apparently the Sox are playing super well. And I went to a game not too long ago, enjoyed the fuck out of it. Got to do the wave, cheered, booed, watched a really close game. We watched the Cleveland Indians. I think it was their first game. It was a Friday game recently. Got to kick back, watch Cleveland Indians. It was really, really fun, man. I miss enjoying sports to that level. It was really fun. I definitely recommend, COVID or no COVID, baseball is still a fun sport. And the fact that you can still do that shit right now is pretty dope. So I definitely enjoyed it. So looking forward to that. Can't wait for hockey season to start back up. I have no faith in the Blackhawks right now, but I mean, just any form of fucking hockey, dude. I am fiending for some fucking hockey. I'm just fiending for sports in general. So hopefully it's all good, man. Either way, on a slightly shifted note, I'm definitely gonna be buying Madden this year. I think. Just because I haven't played Madden in so long, and I know everybody's been like, man, Madden's been buggy and fucking broken, but I'm willing to give it one more shot. Because, I mean, in a weird sense, I think Madden had to have learned their lesson after the last rip. Like, the last rip, they had to have learned their lesson, because the game was so damn bad and broken that PlayStation was even giving out refunds, and PlayStation never gives out refunds. So, I'm assuming they've fixed everything. It's gonna be better. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be good, but it's gonna be better at least. So that's something. My boy Tom Brady's back on the cover again. Sharing the limelight with Patrick Mahomes, who's I think back to back now been on the fucking cover of Madden, hasn't he? I think he was on for the last 2 years at least. I know he was on Madden 20. Was he on Madden 21? Let's take a look. Who was on the cover of Madden 21? Oh no, that was that Lamar or something? What was that? What's that guy's name? I don't know that game. The guy from the fucking the Ravens. What is that guy's name? I don't remember the guy's name. I don't remember football players' names in general anymore like I used to. But either way, he was on the cover, and the year before that was Patrick Mahomes. Which again, no knock to Patrick Mahomes. You just ain't Brady yet, buddy. You won't be Brady just yet. Take some time. You'll get there. But yeah. So, looking forward to some fucking football games. I know I'm not going to play 2K because 2K basketball has just been shit consistently recently. But for me, it seems like it always does that. It's like one good one, two shitty ones, and another good one. So, I played 2K19, 20, 21 were kind of shitty. So, maybe 22 will be better. We'll see. We'll see. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to play franchise mode because, you really don't have many options for teams to play with. So all the teams have two teams have all the fucking players. I guess that's just how basketball works. There's a shit ton of teams, but all the players only want to go to two teams. It's fucking nuts. Yeah, I think that's all my sports talk. I'm sorry that I did a full episode of sports talk, but it is what it is. I'll be back to do some old school ranting and raving, but I think my biggest thing is I definitely want to talk about that Simone thing. So. Yeah, I had to put my 2 cents in just so you guys understood and knew where I was coming from because everybody kept kind of poking me and prodding me for it during one of the streams, and I really just never got around to doing it. So I'm back either way. I'm going to be putting out, more podcast episodes as much as I can. I still got a lot of shit going on, but just know that I'm still going to be here and I'm going to be putting out some kind of content. But don't forget, I'm doing FNF streams. I'm doing the podcast. I'm going to start producing some videos. They just will be very low quality because it seems like every time I take 2 steps forward, I take another step back. So, a sneak peek, I'm introducing a new show called My Cheat Meal. So it'll be like a podcast / video episode. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I'm probably going to do the first few in podcast form, and then I'll try and slowly incorporate video. But your boy's on a diet. I've been a big dude for way too fucking long, and I'm sick of that shit. So I'm taking dieting very, 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 very seriously now. I've been working out pretty heavily at home. I've been, watching what I eat a lot more than I ever have in my life, and it fucking sucks. So, not to drive myself nuts, I've been giving myself 1 cheat meal a week. So, I figured the best way to make sure I'm honest and whatnot is include you guys in it and take you on the journey of my cheat meals. I figured if I have, 1 epic cheat meal a week, it's going to be worth it. I'm going to make sure that cheat meal is worth it and that everybody is involved in it, So now it's finally my time to teach you guys the ways of eating around the city, So for the guys who live here in Chicago, you guys will have cool shit to eat. The guys who don't live here, for my few fans that are scattered across the, the country or the world, I don't know where you guys are. If you ever come visit my city, now you know a couple places to eat. So that'll be the new show. I'm probably going to shoot the first episode probably next week or this week and have it up by next week. I'll put it that way. So yeah, that's going to be a thing because my cheat meal for this week is going to be just fucking cereal because I'm doing this keto shit and you can't have cereal. And I've never had fucking peanut butter crunch, but we'll save that for another episode. So introducing soon my cheat meal, the new video / podcast episode. So that'll be something new coming soon. So either way, man, I catch you guys later. Make sure you keep hanging around. It's been dope. I know I've been gone for a bit, but thanks for keeping up with everything, blah, blah, blah. I'll catch you motherfuckers next week. I'll see you later. Peace. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Nonsense Podcast. Remember, tune in on your favorite streaming site like Spotify, Apple, or Google Podcasts. Also, don't forget to check us out on YouTube at FM Bob Show to listen to the podcast and watch videos by yours truly. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I also stream twice a month. The FNF streams on twitch.tv. Just remember to search the FM Bob on twitch.tv. And make sure you follow so you never miss out when I stream on the 1st and 15th at 7 p.m. Most importantly, follow me on Facebook at FM Bob Show so you can get updated on all things FM Bob and interact with the community. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you next time.